Gas skyrockets as Europe struggles for power. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee. I want to have a look at this article from Bloomberg discussing, the power issues that are happening over in Europe right now. Europe's gas and power surge to records as the energy crunch worsens. So, this is originally from Bloomberg. European natural gas and power prices soar to fresh records amid worsening fears over supply availability. Global shortages of gas and coal. Well, I know a country that has a lot of both those resources. Maybe we could be persuaded to part with some of it. Are pushing energy prices higher, disrupting markets from the UK to China as economies emerge from the pandemic. Surging costs are threatening to raise inflation and starting to weigh on industrial production, with some companies in Europe forced to cut output. We're even seeing in China how they're restricting some businesses to 2 days a week, some to even 1 day a week. The fiercely nervous sentiment on the market continues due to fears of reduced supply during the winter. Trader and Energy Denmark The fiercely nervous sentiment on the market continues due to fears of reduced supply during the winter, trader Energy Denmark wrote in a note Tuesday. Everything looks set for another week of price climbs. Europe's gas stockpiles are on their lowest seasonal levels in more than a decade, while supplies from top seller Russia are limited and global competition for liquefied natural gas continues to be intense. So, if we have a cold start to the winter and we're withdrawing gas, we're not going to have any gas left by the time the cold winter hits, Catherine Newman, Chief Executive Officer of Lime Jump Limited, said Tuesday at an industry conference. Now, this is the issue here. This is what scares me about the whole net zero 2050 push. I see it as being another great leap forward disaster in China on a global scale. Let's have a look right now. As I'm recording this, we'll have a look here. Hang on, let me bring up this. This is the energy market here in Australia. Wait, here it is. Now this is showing power that is, I'm recording this at 10:50 at night. This is showing you what power is being produced here on the east coast of Australia, everyone. And if we zoom in here, we can see now color-coded down here, red is the utilization rate of these power generation. So from 90% down to 0%. And I know I always pick on Victoria because they've invested so much in their wind turbines. And look at how few of them are sitting at any decent energy production. So you may have a facility here with 131 megawatt capacity, but it's only outputting at 9% at the moment. One over here, 20%. Here we've got one at 30%. And if we actually bring up the wind map, and as this loads up, we can see just the winds that are going. So look at the wind going along here. This is why they've got so many on the coast. We zoom further out, we can see just the wind going all throughout Australia. But if we jump back here, we've got, here you go, coal power station 102%, another one at 117. Now here we've got these ones in the city. There's some of the additional facilities that aren't running that are the gas turbine plants to provide additional capacity during peak load. So they kick them in when too much is being needed. The demand isn't being met. We have a look here. We've got some better wind farms here. There you go, 82% in New South Wales. How's the wind going up there? So there you go, in a bit of a better location. That's good. Good to see. There's one at 89%. So some good ones above 80%. We go up to my state here in Queensland. What do we have here? What's that? Okay, gas one. Okay, so they're starting to kick in some of the gas plants. There's North Power Station. You've got another fossil fuel one going at 0. There's a wind farm going at 78%. So Victoria isn't having much luck with the wind farm, and of course none of the solar is working as well because of course it's nighttime. Another one to keep interest in is the battery packs. Where are they? Is that it here? Energy storage system. So it's at 7%. Now, some of these, I think, what was it? One of the Tesla battery pack is being taken to court because they're not actually fulfilling their requirements. They're not providing the power that they said they would. We'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, let's jump back here and keep going through this article. So this is what I'm afraid of. We're chasing renewables for political purposes, and it's not as reliable, and people will die. Okay, as much as people hate fossil fuels, they're reliable. And this is the thing. Electricity is fantastic. It really has changed a lot of our lives. It keeps people warm. It keeps people safe. And if that's going to become unreliable, then, well, we may have some scary times ahead. So, even Monday's news that Russia is readying its controversial new gas pipeline to Germany, a bearish factor for prices just 2 months ago, hasn't eased their record rally. Nord Stream 2's operator started filling the first part of the pipeline, preparing it for the technical test later on. Germany's energy regulator said some operations could start soon. I mean, this is the thing. All these countries are dependent on Russia. Russia's in a fantastic position to yield this control. Why would you weaken yourself like that? I don't understand. The precise timing for the start of operations remains unclear given all the regulatory approvals it requires. It's also not known how much fuel Russian Gazprom's PJSC is able to add to its exports in the short term as the company continues to fill storages at home amid increased domestic demand. The impact of Nord Stream 2 on gas futures for more recent delivery is limited, given the severe supply-demand crunch seen late in 2021, Consult Inspire Energy wrote in a note. Front-month Dutch gas futures jumped as much as 16% Tuesday, reaching a record €111.7 a megawatt hour. The UK equivalent benchmark rose as much as 15% to an unprecedented 282.19 pence a therm. German power for next year rose above a record of €150 per megawatt hour, with prices for next month and quarter also climbing to their highest levels ever. Hard call for next year delivery in Europe, headed towards the most since 2008, while the European Union's emission allowances gained for a third consecutive day. So it's the perfect storm. European power prices are facing the perfect storm, Barclays PLC and analysts wrote in a note. We believe concerns over low German gas storage levels this winter could continue to build, resulting in sustained high power prices. German utility Stieg GmbH has halted its Bergkamen A coal plant until Thursday due to lack of supplies. It's the fifth time the company has done this since the start of September, showing how logistics and high fuel prices could hamper the country's thermal output. Meanwhile, the ongoing dispute between energy unions and the French utility Électricité de France SA is far from over, with nuclear and hydro being cut for 24 hours amid a strike which started at 9 p.m. Paris time on Monday. So there you go, everyone. Let's have a bit of a talk about this one. Now, here's the thing to consider. We need power. We need reliable power. And we need to make sure, at least as a nation, you're not completely dependent on foreign countries. We saw what happened just with the demand for medical supplies. How they were, business people were buying stuff here and shipping it out of Australia. Remember that? That's all forgotten, isn't it? Or that countries would block access to supplies in times of need. Do you think this wouldn't happen as well with regards to energy? So that's why I'm a bit skeptical of this push for renewables at the cost of potential reliability. What's more important? Political posturing, potentially having an impact in 1,000 years in time when our technical technological advancements in the next 50 or 100 years could mitigate and render any of our pathetic little attempts to affect the environment completely null and void? Or ensuring quality of life and human development index doesn't fall? What do you think, everyone? And seriously, have a think about it. Because power, reliable power, it keeps people alive. And that's what you're putting at risk. As always, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the variety of topics I talk about here, there's a few ways you can help out. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy our merch at HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.